15 Ronnie. 15 line. Record. Let's go.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good for a giant first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. You better be afraid of me. 5.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
At their own 23-yard line.
Down. 18 Gator. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Let's go. Hey, orbit. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Got it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well.
And a Cardinal first down.
Ready?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 37. Check 37. 6-6. Pull it high. Hey, exit. 59.
He'll look to throw. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Set, ready? 18 Gator. We own it. We own it.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. 2nd and 9 now. He goes underneath to Ingram. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Hey, lock it. Back. He's coming. Double up.
It's a quarterback sneak, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. It's their quarterback. His 11th touchdown of the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. This complete to Jones. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Well, the Cardinals bring pressure and they get home. It's blocked. And they are going to take possession of the football. Now, so much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
Set 50, plant 54. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got it. And he's brought down. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately now. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the double.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defender.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Their own 15-yard line.
Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby. Turn over. Get that ball.
They're going to look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for Josh Reynolds that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing down.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood.
Back to throw. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2nd and 4. And this is incomplete. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
Now, last week was commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well.
They'll look to throw again. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 7. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Well, it was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled, and they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing, stuffed the fake, and they take over the ball.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And he's going to keep it here. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Here we go. 60 or. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
Back to throw here. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Hey, Zoo. Mike, check, 59.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Second and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They'll look to throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. Second and 24. Now back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The veteran Jason McCourty there to make sure that one didn't find its target.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile.
Check. Fresno.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd.
Hey, check. Mike 55. Watch the screen. Pass. Mike 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Come on, boy.
Looking to throw. This pass complete to Reynolds. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. Hey, wahoo!
They'll set up to throw. He's got it to Ingram, complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Yo! Hey, orbit! 59 Mike. Check, 59. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Twist. Get it.
2nd and 6. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
You ain't got nothing. Right there. 54, right there. 54. Ready?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Desmond King back deep. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Justin Evans.
Interception, baby.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Recon, 152 fighters. 5.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That's into the hands of Reynolds. 12 yards the pickup, good enough for an Arizona first. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
61, matchbox right.
They'll look to throw. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Back to throw now on first down. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll drop to throw. Ertz has it left side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Hey, high 7. Check curls, check curls, check curls. Let's get it.
He'll look to throw. This one complete to Ingram. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw. You can't block me. You can't score. Ready?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Mike, 54. Know your job. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Look. Squeeze. Go.
Back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Ready? 70, 80.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Being chased out left. He'll try and run it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go. 18 Gators. Leo. Fight.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He finds Hopkins complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And a big loss here as he's taken down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
80 weapons. Hey, Haywood. Watch twins. Get it.
2nd and 10. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Hey, Delta. Ready?
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They're going to look to throw. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Justin Houston picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Bravo!
Looking to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
26 yards. First down, Cardinals.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Pilot, 64, wait. Hey, Zoo. Check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50. I'm coming after you. Look at me. Go. Watch the hard. Shoot.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very low. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
A very solid gain of 27. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They'll look to throw here. It's caught. Jones. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Here's 2nd and 8. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words,
and he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A huge play there for Arizona. 51 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Full left side complete. That's Ingram. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram, and he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Cardinals push further out in front. So a fake field goal run in for the touchdown. That can be a huge momentum swing.
And that's got to drive.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. And the Giants have got it. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Following the botched PAT, they're set to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but no. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jonathan Allen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 2nd and 14. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
Ready.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? They'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Harold Landry. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Ready? 60 outlaw. 54. Mike, 55. Buzz. You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Mike's 54. Mike's 50. Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, but it'll be 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And he fends him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Haywood. Check. 59. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
They'll set up a throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. They've gone to the fourth up in Seattle, and it was the Niners who were able to come away with a victory there. Taywan Taylor, he had a touchdown reception to help the cause. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. Seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Ready. 10-2 stop. Mike 54. You must be getting tired.
Second and 11. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Jason McCourty. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Brian Poole. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Cards, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will head back.